We're a little bit closer to home for today's lesson, and we're looking at Irish folk music. Now, for today's lesson, you're going to need some spoons, which I bet you don't believe that you're going to use them as instruments. Have fun playing the spoons and learning about Irish folk music.
And two. This warm-up is called Magic Hands, and it involves making the death sign for magic. Close your fists, and then quickly open out your hands, spanning your fingers out as far as they'll stretch. Now imagine those magic hands playing a piano, all the way up and all the way down the keyboard. Now you're a virtuoso. Okay. Now this warm-up is going to loosen up our wrist with 3 actions: flapping, twisting, and shaking. And I've changed the words to some famous songs that you might recognise. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Flap along if you feel like drumming is really cool. Flap along if you feel like flapping is good for you. Let's twist the wrists to get you ready for drumming. Ooh, let's twist the wrists so you're not stiff when you play. Taylor Swift. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. So my wrists are good to play, 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 play. And I'll practice every day, 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 day. Shake it off, shake it off. I call this warm-up the finger pen. All you're gonna do is point your fingers and spell something out in the same spot using both your hands as an extra challenge, but mirrored, okay? Let's say drum. D, R, U-M. In this activity, I'm going to be showing you how to play the Bodhrán, which is a traditional percussion instrument of Irish folk music. Ireland is known as a Celtic country. The Celts were the ancient tribes who lived in Britain, Ireland, and some parts of Europe before the Romans invaded. Bodhrán is an Irish Gaelic word, which is the ancient language of the Celts, so it's pronounced differently to how it's spelled. Today, traditional Celtic folk music and dancing is still very popular, mostly in Ireland and Scotland, but also in many parts of England too. And it's also travelled to America and merged with music from other cultures from around the world. The Bodhrán is a simple frame drum with a single goat skin head, a shallow wooden shell, and either 1 or 2 bars across the back. It looks like a big tambourine without the jingles, and older versions did used to use pennies for the jingles. It's played with a wooden beater called a tipper, and that's probably because of the way it's held. You can also play with the back of your fingers, but it will probably hurt after a while. And you can create a wide range of sounds by using different tippers or playing on different parts of the drum, and also by changing your dampening hand behind the drum. Most folk musicians learn to play by ear without reading music, but I've provided some exercises and rhythms which you can follow along with. There are a few different kinds of folk tunes that have different time signatures, meaning we count along to them differently. Reels, polkas and marches are counted in even numbers, either 2 or 4, or if you have more notes to fit in, we put and in between. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Jigs and waltzes are grouped in 3s, so we either count 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3 for a jig, or 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a if it's fast. And a waltz is just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, a bit slower. There's a fun way to tell if a tune is a jig. try saying carrots and cabbages, carrots and cabbages, carrots and cabbages along with the music. If that doesn't fit, you could try saying red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. To play the bodhrán, you need to be sitting in a chair so that the drum rests upright on your leg and the hand holding the drum goes under the bar flat against the middle of the skin, and this dampens the sound and makes the rhythm sound clearer. Haven't got a drum? No problem. An easy alternative is to use a pencil and a large hardback book. Or you can use your hands just by turning one of them upside down. Tippers come in lots of shapes and sizes, and there are different ways of holding the tipper as well. We're going to keep it simple with the top down grip, which is most similar to holding any other percussion stick. Pick up your tipper as you would do a pencil and then slide up about a third of the way from the top. And this is the balance point or the pivot point. All the movement is going to come from your wrist. Your fingers only need to hold tight enough to stop it from flying off in every other direction. If it feels easier, put an extra finger over the top, whatever works best for you. It should tick-tock like a pendulum, swing easily from side to side. And here's that grip again, but with a pencil. So you're going to hold it like that at the tip, slide it up nearer the top, and then swing it from side to side like a pendulum. All the movement coming from the wrist, and put another finger on top if you need to. There are two main strokes when playing the bodhrán, down and up. And once you're comfortable with them, we can add a half stroke that I'm going to call the tap. For the downstroke, start by pointing the tip at yourself and then make it swing and strike across the drum away from you in a curve. I'll do that in slow motion. Strike. Although it's called a downstroke, it doesn't necessarily go straight down. It goes diagonally and away. The upstroke is the same, but in reverse. So try and make both of them sound the same. This is a bit of a challenge because the upstroke is naturally a bit quieter. Up, down, down, up, down. That's what it's going to look like. Let's look at the reels page and go through some of those rhythms together. Here's exercise number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise number 2, adding the upstroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to exercise number 3, which is in quavers. Now we're going to go a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. To make the notes sound louder, or accented, rather than trying to hit the drum harder, simply make a bigger movement. Let's look at exercise number 4 and 5. Play along with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, exercise number 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Remember, practice lots. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Now we're going to be doing a slightly more complicated rhythm, which involves a bit of syncopation. So now that you're ready for this challenge, I'll go through number 6 slowly with you. We're going to go down with an accent, up, and then tap, back up to the top, down, up, tap, and then just down, up. Let's put that in time. Down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up. Repeat. Down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up. See if you can work out number 7 by yourselves. It's a little bit similar to number 6, but I've changed the second bar. I'll go through it slowly. It's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, down, up, tap, and down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, down, up, tap. Now let's look at the second page of rhythms, which are jigs. And we're going to count differently. This time we're going to go 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. Ready, off we go with a down, 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 and a 2 and a down, and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. The rhythm for exercise number 2, I think, sounds a little bit like wonky donkey, wonky donkey. Let's try that. 1 and a 2 and a, off we go. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, wonky donkey, wonky donkey. And repeat, repeat, repeat. For exercise number 3, we're going to play all the quavers in the bar. Ready, 1 and a 2 and a down, 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 Let's add an accent to that as well at the beginning of each bar. 1 and a 2 and a down. Exercise number 5 is going to use the tap that we learned earlier. So we're going to go 1 and a 2 and a down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap. Let's do that a little bit slower. Down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap. Now let's move on to some more complicated rhythms. Actually, number 6 is one that I use quite a lot when I'm playing along with folk music. 1 and a 2 and a. A little bit faster. 1 and a 2 and a. And number 7, which is a combination. Slowly, 1 and a 2 and a. A little bit fast with that one. 1 and a 2 and a. Another popular instrument is the spoons. I'm going to show you this easy way of playing, and you can use the same rhythms that we did with the Bodhrán. Okay, go and get your instruments, 2 dessert spoons or a couple of teaspoons for smaller hands. I've got a couple of plastic ones here as well because they're a little bit quieter, and I think they make quite a nice sound as well. Sounds a bit like castanets. Now let's get to grips and get playing. So what you want to do is to hold your hand in a loose fist with your thumb on the top and place your spoon underneath and parallel so that the end of the spoon is in the palm of your hand like this. Take the other spoon and it goes underneath your index finger, back to back, and again the ends are meeting there, and we're going to hold those two together. Remember to leave some space here so that you can still get that clacking sound. We can use all the same rhythms as with the Bodhrán, but instead the downstroke is played on your thigh and the upstroke is played on the palm of your hand. Try out a few positions to get the right height for your hand. It might be difficult if the gap is too big, especially if you're playing fast. To make things easier to begin with, instead you can just use your hands and get used to playing evenly between them like this. Okay, we're on the reels page. Let's go exercise number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 down. And exercise number 2. 1, 2, 3, go. Down, up, 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 down. And number 3, a little bit faster, should be a bit easier. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and tiny bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in the rhythms that have an accent, instead we can play a roll, which is spanning your fingers out sideways, and you run the spoons down each finger and land on your thigh. Now we're going to try exercise 4, but instead of an accent, with a roll, and we're just going to miss off the last quaver of each bar so that we can fit that roll in. Ready, steady, off we go. Number 5, again we'll miss off the last quaver of each group of 4. Ready, steady, here we go. Exercises 6 and 7 can be quite tricky, so just play around and do whatever you feel like doing. Something like this. Ready, and now let's play those exercises along with a couple of tunes. And these 2 reels are called The Merry Blacksmith and The Banshee. a couple of jigs, the blackthorn stick and the rakes of Kildare. See how far you can get.